If people ask you, can you invest in my company? What would you ask? You give 100 ringgit out. I want to get back 200 ringgit, right? So you obviously, I want return. When you get the brand recognition, you get the awareness, you get the attention. On the downside is what you get. You probably will get there's a risk that you would have to spend more time on the compliance, on managing the image of your company. These are all money if you translate. If you follow the capital markets in Malaysia, right? 70-80% of the capital market, the trading activities, we rely on FDI, foreign direct investments. So it's very important to understand the strength, weakness of the company and the strength, weakness of our own country and other countries as well. Your IPO proceeds, it always go in line with the GDP. So if you look at the IPO proceeds versus the changes in GDP, right? 2020, we have negative GDP, but there's still IPO proceeds. Why? Because the federal is being very supportive. You have a lot of cash going around in the markets. Why a company wants to raise capital? Right. Like they don't have profit yet, but they have a very high valuation. So one of the key consideration is because they use revenue as their valuation multiples. Why? The most important point is we really need to understand what people want. Although some company is very suitable for IPO, but like what I said before, there's two sides of the coins. When you flip it, if it's something that's favorable to them, they will think this is a good choice for me. But you also will have met a lot of people that they went IPO, then they tell you that's the worst decision they made in their life. How do you generate return for all the investors? For that, you will need a very sound business model. The business model itself need to be able to have profits. And whether the team who's working on the business, are they able to bring that kind of profits? Because you can see there's like 100 brands in the world. Why only 3 brands being the top 3 in the world? There's a reason behind it. It's the person who is running the business, right? What are the key areas that we will need to focus on? IPO strategy. If you go to IPO, you first need to be able to sell yourself. That's why we always talk about the IPO strategy and equity story. When you read a company prospectus, you see they actually put like probably at least half of the prospectus is trying to convince you, whoever that read this document, that how potential is my business. If you are in need of money, you have no choice but to sell yourself cheap. But if you don't need their money, what you are looking for is not just capital, you are looking for other things. What kind of networks private equity firms can give you, what kind of expertise they can give you, what kind of other things that they can give you.